let me also affirm something. Right after the federal judge put a stay on the policy change on immigration late last year, you publicly came out quickly and said DHS will follow the federal judge.
Yes.
That what they've stated, we're going to stop and we're going to follow the federal judge.
Yes.
So thank you for stepping out to be able to do that. Here was the challenge, and where I've had some back and forth on it, because the subcommittee that I chair also has the federal workforce in it. As you know, DHS has had some challenges just on worker morale within the federal agencies. Again, that's been there for a long time. You've walked into it, but that is a great responsibility that you have, is to be able to reinforce some absolutely fantastic people that serve with DHS around the country that literally put their lives on the line for Americans every single day, quietly behind the scenes, and do great work. So we are incredibly grateful for the work that they do all the time. But when you made that statement, and then a week later, the president, during a town hall meeting in Miami, made the statement of when someone challenged him and said, are we going to be deported during this time period since this judge has made this statement? He responded back, there'll be consequences for any ICE agent that doesn't follow my policy. Now, I'm not asking you to be able to repeat back to the president. That's not fair to you. What I'm asking is, I started getting responses back from DHS folks saying, we don't know which way to go. The secretary said, we're going to follow it. We feel like the president just said there's consequences if we don't follow his new policy, and we're in a bad spot. The challenge is, how are you managing that within the entity to be able to communicate back to people there will not be consequences on individuals if they follow the law and if they follow a judge's order?
Well, let me be very clear about something. What was enjoined was implementation of a new program called the Deferred Action for Parenthood Arrivals.
Correct.
As well as the expanded criteria, certain very specific criteria that expanded upon the DACA program from 2012. Those are the two things that
Correct.
are the subject of the litigation. What's not a subject of the litigation are the new revised priorities for how we focus our removal resources. That is a separate policy, which I issued out on November 20.
Correct.
Which is not subject to the litigation.
Right, aware of all that.
And that has been trained to the workforce, the ICE workforce, the CBP workforce, and that is going forward and should be going forward. I believe in training the workforce. I believe in educating the workforce. From my time at the Department of Defense, I know that that is essential. And Senator, if you believe that there are elements of my workforce in your state that have some doubt about it, then I'd be happy to work to clarify it.
What can be done from your office to reinforce back to the workforce, both that they're protected as if they have an issue, they can still be a whistleblower, that they don't have to live in fear, that they can still follow policy that is clear policy and the clear law, and they have this sense that I can still do my job and what I have done for a long time.
Well, I've encouraged that repeatedly. If there's a particular field office of any one of our components where we think that there's some confusion or doubt about that, I'm happy to focus on that like a laser beam to make sure that there is clarity. I think clarity in how we train, how we educate on new policies is critical. I know that from my DOD experience.
Senator Paul.